Hey guys, this is Nefarious, and I'm going to be doing another replay analysis. This time I'll be doing a replay analysis of a Ember Spirit game that I played. I actually really enjoyed this game because it was a really good learning experience. There were a lot of good Ember counters. Invoker Tornado, Pudge, Hook, like they just had a lot of lockdown to make it really hard to play this split push game that I really like to play with this hero, and forced me, or should have forced me, to play a little bit differently. Alright, so I'm going to resume the replay, fast forward until we get towards lane. So right away I feel like I make a pretty, not a huge error, but I definitely make a mistake. Yeah, Void and I just look at each other and kind of look, just you know,
30 seconds
just look at each other. Try to get past this part because I have class soon. Alright, so this was really unfortunate. I missed the bounty rune, which is pretty bad. And this is happening simultaneously. So this is the first really big mistake that I make, and I shouldn't have looked over there. I should have just kept looking at me. I get barely a creep block off, and I go to try to do something here, even though I know I don't even have Flameguard. I have rank 1 Searing Chains, and now I'm pretty much out of mana for the lane. So I really set myself behind. Yeah, I don't think they can kill me here. I wasn't worried about dying there. I knew I'd have to use regen, but I was not worried about dying. Actually, my Wyvern was really helpful for the first few minutes of the lane. She stuck around and made sure that I was okay. And I really appreciated that because I was having a difficult time. Because as you can see, I was laning against a dual lane, Pudge and Invoker, and knowing that I'm a pretty squishy hero, especially since I don't have Flameguard, and it's not until rank 2 that Flameguard really blocks any substantial amount of damage. So I'm last hitting modestly. Alright, so thanks to the Wyvern, and this is what I was talking about with the Wyvern just being so helpful. Unfortunately, neither of us got the kill, so we got very little gold. Which, I guess maybe I could have done something about if I timed my right click better. I was a little worried about that, and so was the Wyvern, but he missed his hook, so it's okay. And this is something I should have known that they had a ward up there, but I didn't do anything about it. So let me finally get back into player perspective now that Wyvern is left.
Behold, a subtle burn.
Unfortunately, there's really not anything I can do with this Invis rune. I don't have mana for Searing Chains. I used my Mango earlier when we killed Invoker. So I'm just soaking XP. And as you can see, I'm last hitting extremely poorly. I only have 5 at 3 minutes. But I do get my bottle brought, and it's really late. I didn't feel, anytime I had Flameguard up, I didn't really feel threatened. This was a mistake though. I could have just lived, but I chose to try to run back into harass with Flameguard, which was definitely not the correct play. So I'm misplaying this lane pretty seriously, and it could cost my team since we weren't really winning any other lane. In fact, we were losing the other lanes, so we needed me to do at least okay, so that I could apply pressure all over the map and create space for our PA and Sven to get ahead.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, and another big thing is I had to walk back to this lane because I couldn't afford a TP at the time, which is another seriously bad thing because now Invoker should have levels on me. Oh, actually, we're somehow okay. Now, yeah, he's level 5. This is me getting a little ahead of myself, I think. I'm really jumpy, I guess, because I feel like I need to do something, even though I know I should just be happy with trying to stay even with not even like right equal with him, but being able to compete with him, being able to not be so far behind is what I really need to do. Sorry, I should have taken out the spectator panel earlier. This was a fairly bad Flameguard usage because I knew first that it would probably get purged off, and second, the creep wave wasn't terribly low anyway. Yeah, actually, after picking Ember Spirit, I figured, because I had picked it into the Invoker and Bane, I figured it would be a really difficult game. Because, and yeah, there's a hook, and I'm dead. But I figured this was going to be a hard game. I did not expect to be going against a dual lane mid, but what I think I could have done is I could have shoved the lane in really deep and then go like stack my own jungle maybe, but I don't know if that's really reasonable or possible. So what I really should have done is bought my own ward, put it on their side of the map. Better than this one, because this one no longer provides vision of this area, but let me switch back to a free camera. Put a ward like here would have been really good, or here, just somewhere on their high ground, so that I'm able to see when the pudge is there. And this is me again getting really angsty. I just feel like I need to do something, and I cannot 1v1 this Invoker. And this forces another extremely inefficient play where I have to walk back to base again, which puts me even further behind. I'm 2 levels down now, and I'll probably be 3 before I get back to lane, just because I'm spending so much time walking back and forth between base and lane, and it's incredibly inefficient. And if you can avoid doing this kind of thing, just avoid it at all costs. It's so bad, and it hurts you so much to have to do this. But I didn't want to risk staying in bottle crowing because I was afraid I was going to get hooked. So the only reason I live is because Pudge misplayed. Pudge thought I was going to die from his auto attack, but it actually only brought me down to 1 life, so I survived, but it still forces me to walk back to base, which is almost basically as if I died, honestly. I mean, it's obviously good that I didn't die, but this is the 3rd time in 8 minutes I've had to walk back to base. And I choose not to run it in here, just because Pudge is right there, there's no way. I thought about doing it right then when there was the creep, but decided it was not going to be smart.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Now that I'm level 6 and now that the tower has died, I suppose it's possible for me to catch up a little bit. I think I should have changed my build. I went for the Travels Battle Fury build, but I was so far behind it might have been more efficient and more beneficial to the team if I went something like Phase Drums, so that I had some damage, had some utility, had something to offer the team, because I'm not going to get the split push online for a long time, and it's not going to be effective before Battle Fury. and I messed up right there. I missed a last hit, but last hitting is something I'll just get better at as I practice.
Missing bottom.
So as you can see so far, this is a really difficult game for me. I'm at 19 CS at 9 minutes, which is definitely not where you want to be on the mid Ember, on any Ember for that matter. I also am not carrying TP scrolls when I definitely should be. So I go try to farm this stack that my Wyvern made for me, and I'm obviously very clearly having a pretty difficult time. I'm pretty low already, but I just decided to kite it around with Flameguard and get the last hits with the Searing Chains, and then drop a Remnant and try to run back to base. Well, I should have ran back to base, but instead I got Cold Embraced by Wyvern, but since it's only a rank 1 Cold Embrace, it's not very substantial, and I need to refill. Okay, and this was another mistake I made. That was just a dumb, stupid mistake. I bought a second magic wand on accident because I forgot that I had purchased sticks. So, because I should have had the courier bring it to me, but I purchased a stick a very long time ago and simply never had it brought. Okay, let's fast forward through me trying to figure out if I actually bought 2 sticks or not. And this is also bad. I was running top and then I ran back mid because I couldn't decide what I really wanted to do.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I actually really want to join fights, but again, I don't have TP scrolls. And I think if I had TP scrolls, I could have rotated on some fights that would have been pretty favorable for us. Like that one might have gone okay. If they don't have a Chronosphere. Our poor Wyvern is just so underleveled, but let's look at the net worth. Yeah, you see, I'm at a net worth below almost everyone else in the game. It's not where I should be, to say the least.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
It's unfortunate I couldn't get that bounty rune and that kill. I choose not to try to Remnant because they don't provide vision anymore, and I don't want to chase into their jungle without any vision. I don't know how much that kill would have given me, but it certainly would have been useful.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Silence.
So instead of TPing around and trying to join fights, because my build, I mean, I have 2 wands, so that's something. But I choose to instead try to farm to get Boots of Travel and to pressure this tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Radiant structures are fireproof.
So, and back to where I think I should have changed my build. I think phase jumps would have been better probably, because then I could have gone to fights and contributed in fights, and I should have just gone for more of a battler build since I was behind, instead of trying to go for the split push build, which works if you're at least even. But this is 15 minute, probably 17. I think I get travels at 17 minutes, which is extremely poor and extremely subpar.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I also spend a lot of time just inefficiently farming the map, it feels like. Walking around and not being able to decide where I want to go.
Never refuse good.
So I'm just gonna again. I'm putting out remnants for safety, which is good. I try to remember that as much as I can because it's really important, especially against a team like this where they have really good catch and you need to be able to escape. I decided to not even contest the Invoker.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
So I'm just watching this fight happen, which is another... It's okay to look at fights. I think you should try to understand what's going on when you can. But I could have been farming in mid and pushing in that tower and pressuring instead of just staring at that fight, which was something I really need to work on. It's a really bad habit of mine. And this is a fight I thought I could have helped in, and my criteria for joining fights is kind of like this. It's kind of like, am I able to, did I save someone? Did we kill someone we wouldn't have killed? Or did we take an objective we wouldn't have taken? And since the answer was pretty much no to all three of those questions, it wasn't worth for me to rotate. We still lost 3. Sure, we got the Void, but we may have got him anyway.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So I think I should have just stayed in mid, pushed in mid, split the map up a little bit, and got some farm, especially since I was going for that kind of build.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
So I definitely need to work on just
Dire's
map
bottom
efficiency.
tower has been denied.
Because clearly this game I am not utilizing the map properly at all. And in fact I remnant back up there to a place that, you know, nothing ends up happening. I even saw when I went up there, hey, we don't have, there's no one there to fight. So I could have, again, stayed mid, split the map up, and tried to get some farm. Get some items so that I could contribute. And I should have got that key lift way, way sooner than I did. Way sooner. In fact, I guess I could have had it sooner if I didn't accidentally buy the second wand. But I wonder if I should have gone for that instead of going for the wand in the first place. Although the survivability wand provides is pretty significant, and in a lane where I'm losing, I think the wand is actually the better choice. I'm gonna fast forward past me just chilling out in the fountain and me discovering that I actually bought 2 wands. So I'm walking towards top when really I should just TP. It's like, oops. When really I should just TP to bot. And I apologize, I don't know why that screen tearing is happening, but when, yeah, really I should have just been going bot and farming that.
Dire's top tower
I think ultimately I do that. Let me switch to free camera, so you don't have to stare at the screen tears the whole time. And I jump right back when the global comes out, but I discover immediately there's nothing I can do here. I'm just gonna sit there and remnant back. Although I think this is one of those fights you might be forced to be a part of because you want to be able to defend your racks. It's not, obviously it's not worth it to die, but it might be worth it to just... Although I don't even end up being able to defend the racks. I just TP, I dropped a remnant in base, and I TP to bot, and I push it in to try to split up the map. But any players who are really intelligent at all will realize, oh, we're trading a T1 for a T3. We can take this trade.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
So my farm hasn't really accelerated at all with the travels, which is what the point of the travels is. Which is another one of the reasons I think my build should have changed to something like, if I had this and instead of travels phase drums, I could probably be able to fight a little bit better. I would still need to get the Battle Fury eventually, since it's just so good with Sleight of Fist, and it's a lot of the damage Ember Spirit does is actually from cleave. Or a lot of it can be from cleave, I should say. And in fact, I think Ember plays a little bit like Gyro. He's an okay single target hero, but he's really an AoE damage hero. But, back to the matter at hand, back to how I'm playing. I think I've done an okay job, though, not dying so much anymore past the laning phase, which is good, but I'm not really contributing either. I'm just not feeding, I guess, at this point, but I'm also not really contributing in these fights that much. I'm not creating pressure on the map that much, and here, as you can see on the net worth, all of us are behind every hero on their team. Last hits across the board are not actually that good this game, but they're getting so many more. They have over three times the amount of kills we do. I do something a little weird here. I split up this map and I just sit in here because I think they're rotating on me. But I see Invoker is mid, although I'm still a little worried about Pudge being there, so I just back. Although I see Pudge in mid, and I may have been able to fight. Or not fight, may have been able to continue to push. Although I could have been solo killed in a Chronosphere if I wasn't careful. I'm actually really lucky those Searing Chains went for him instead of to some creeps. Someone else on the team got drums, so it actually probably wouldn't have been smart to get drums. But it still may have been good to go for a more early game oriented build instead of trying to build this split push kind of game when we don't have any map control and they have heroes that are actually pretty good at taking me down on the map. Like if Void catches me out, then I'm just absolutely screwed. Poor Man's Shield also could have been pretty good too against the Invoker. So I get a good bit of gold there because I killed both I killed both Invoker and Void, so I get about 1,500 gold. A little more than that, actually. So now I'm finally getting pieces to the Battle Fury, and it's still going to be really late. In fact, I don't think I get it for quite some time. I ended up selling the Stout to have the Quelling Blade to farm a little bit better, and I should have got a Quelling Blade earlier in the game, especially with how my lane was. If I had gone maybe PMS Quelling Blade, I could have at least CS'd better. So that's definitely something I could consider next time I'm up against a lane like that. Like if I had PMS Aquila, that would have been some. At first, it would have been decent enough damage that I could have been able to maybe help out in these fights some. And it would have been decent survivability. I would have had a lot of armor, some mana regen. So I'm still trying to split push. Alright, so I kind of tried to skirt around the edge of that fight there because we're just so far behind, I'm really intimidated. So I'm just not really contributing this game, and I guess I did an okay job not feeding, at least after the laning stage. But at the same time, I can't really look at the map and be like, awesome, I didn't feed, and because I didn't feed, I accomplished X and Y. It's more like I didn't feed and I used my time inefficiently anyway, walking back and forth between base, and I lost my lane just extremely hard. I try to push up here again. So I'm at least being able to make some pressure on the map, but
Radiant's top tower
I don't think this build was wise. It's just so long to get the Battle Fury that it ends up not really being worth it in the end, I think.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And I definitely could have kept split pushing there,
under attack.
since we didn't have, I wasn't able to. I guess we killed the Invoker though, since I went back, so it's probably not that bad. Okay, so it was an okay
Radiant's top
remnant
tower
back.
is under attack.
So this game, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. It's not much. It's not much longer than this, and not a lot of real substance happens in this time. I almost get caught out by Pudge, but I managed to escape, so that's good. And I guess that's why I wanted to do the split push build. It's because I thought, okay, maybe I can force rotations, but ultimately I didn't really force that many rotations. So if I could have built more as a battler and helped out my team, it probably would have been a lot more beneficial. And again, I'm only 3K, and I've lost a lot of MMR the past couple days. So if you see something that I've done wrong, please let me know. Oh, and this is a pretty big error. I don't have a safety remnant out, so even when that Orchid ends, I'm stranded here. There's really nowhere for me to go since I didn't have a remnant out already. I'm gonna fast forward till I'm alive. I did finish my Battle Fury, but I make another really dumb mistake.
Bottom tower has fallen.
I micro the PA, which I feel kind of bad about, but we killed the Invoker, okay. So I'm alive, but I don't grab my Battle Fury. I don't know if it made that much of a difference right there. I really don't think it did at all, because we still got both the kills.
Dyer's top barracks have fallen.
But here's when I guess it could have been useful. I could have cleaved the wave.
Dyer's bottom barracks are under attack.
Yeah, I got my Battle Fury even later than I should have, and this is really embarrassing even. This is the second item-based mistake that I've made. I finally get it a lot. Like, first, I finished it at 28. And that's just, that's barely excusable, and the only reason I could have even justified continuing to go for it is that I'm playing Ember Spirit. Any other hero I would have changed my build, and I'm wondering if I should open my mind up a little bit more and change my build when this kind of situation happens, and try to go for some more efficient, cheap item choices. Like, I think a Yasha might have been an alright choice to help me farm and give me a little bit of damage. It would have also helped me with the split push a little bit. So I'm going to fast forward until something starts to happen again, because as of right now it doesn't look like that much is going on. So I'm trying to go for a Manta so I can purge off the Orchid, and I don't think I ever finish the Manta. I don't think I ever even get close to the Manta. So this is our last Rax. There's not actually that much we can do.
Dyer's bottom barracks have fallen.
Actually, props on the Wyvern. It was a pretty good ult. And then here's me, like, I get Orchided and I walk around dumb. I buy back, but it's not really going to help that much. I don't know what else I could say I could have done though. And I actually think I end up sitting in base the rest of this game. Yeah, I don't leave.
Now have mega creeps.
Yeah, okay, so they have megas. The game is over, so I'm just gonna get out of here. I really appreciate. So the last thing I'm gonna say is I'm just gonna go over really quickly the points that I think I could work on. And here's the gold graph if anyone cares, and here's the XP graph if anyone cares. And actually, I'll just keep it going for the score screen
Dyer's middle tower.
if you guys want to look at that.
Dyer's agent is under attack.
Dyer's agent is under attack.
So the things I think I could have done better was I played my lane wrong. I should have carried TPs so I could have rotated, and the rotations I did make were inefficient. I walked around the map a lot and didn't use my time very efficiently. And I also didn't contribute that much, even when I wasn't dying. So I think there was just a lot of inefficiency this game. Because I only had, look at this, I only had 351 GPM in a 31-minute game. And as Ember Spirit, that's just something you never want. But again, if you guys see anything that you think I can improve on, please let me know. And follow me on Twitch, subscribe to me on YouTube, and follow me on Twitter. I'm going to be casting some amateur games, and I would really appreciate the feedback on both these videos and the games I cast. So thank you in advance, and have a good day.